my sins. I won't let you take it. It reminds me of God's goodness to me. It reminds me of His grace in my life. It reminds me of where I was and where I never want to be again. I'm not who I ought to be, but hallelujah, I'm not who I was.
Scotty C got this one.
Shout out to that girl that I used to be. I cried tears of joy for that girl that I used to be. She didn't know that one day she'd be free and she'd be weeping at the feet of the king who paid her fees, or that little seed of faith would soon lead to greater things. I watched her evolve, watched her picking up her cross. She cried tears that no one knew and she was found by the truth. She struggled with identity and hopelessness heavily, and then she heard a voice and it had to be heavenly. Cause it went against her will, but it spoke to her storm and said, peace, be still. This was different, this was hitting every spot that needed healing. This was deeper than a feeling, yeah. That girl had anxiety and struggled with it quietly. Didn't trust the soul, cause some people play roles, so who do you really know? She said what people wanna hear, people pleaser, that's just really fear, yeah. She didn't know her worth, so rejection always hurt. She didn't know that she was gifted. Weed smoke kept her lifted, and she always talked to God, but she ain't hear Him talk back. Had a circle full of fakes, but she ain't wanna be alone, so she settled for the snakes. Yeah. She held on to the past, cause she couldn't let go. She held on to some things that made her feel like she was whole, but she knew that she was broke, and she couldn't fill the hole.
Tell me about your brokenness, and I'll tell you about the God I serve. Tell me about your brokenness. Tell me about your brokenness, and I'll tell you about the God I serve. Tell me about your brokenness, I'll tell you about the God I serve.
I see who that girl became, light up on the hill, but it all came from a flame. I see how she handles conflict and subliminals with ease. Yeah, that girl would've popped off, she ain't knowing not to speak. Yeah, offense is really a thief. She doesn't look back, cause there's harm in that. And if God said to say it, she is not apologetic. You will not move her, cause her confidence is Christ, but I applaud the try. She doesn't care about opinion, she's not here to please nobody. Doesn't focus on the folly, has a passion for the body. They gon' tell you miracles are not a thing. I'm a miracle, I've been redeemed. God in my plans, in my dreams, in communion with the Father when I'm waking, when I'm asleep. He's the same God now as the same God then. Yeah, His word is all I need. It was something that I read, now it's something that I be.
I just had to go lay afterwards in a corner by myself and lay on my face and weep as I remembered who I was before God saved me.